Tonight, if the sky is clear, go outside and look up. Really look. Every single one of those tiny points of light is a sun, a star, many of them far bigger than our own, and most of them impossibly far away. Now here's the part that should stop you cold. In our galaxy alone, there are somewhere between 100 and 400 billion of those stars. And that's just our galaxy. There are hundreds of billions of other galaxies out there, each with hundreds of billions of stars of their own. The numbers stop meaning anything after a while. They're just too big for a human brain to hold. And around a huge number of those stars are planets. Rocky, warm, Earth-like planets, many of them billions of years older than ours. So do the math, roughly, in your head. Billions of chances, billions of years. If life happened here on our ordinary little world, then out there, across all of that, surely it happens somewhere else too. In fact, by the numbers, the universe should be absolutely bursting with life. So here's the question that has haunted scientists for decades. If the universe should be this crowded, this loud, this full of life, then where is everybody? Because when we look out into that vast ocean of stars, we don't hear voices, we don't see cities of light on distant worlds, or giant machines, or ships, or signals. We point our most powerful telescopes into the dark, we listen with instruments built to catch a whisper from across the galaxy, and what comes back is nothing. Total deafening silence. The math says the universe should be teeming with civilizations. Our eyes and ears say it's empty. Both of those things cannot be true. One of them is wrong. And figuring out which one might be the single most important question our species has ever asked, because the answer, whatever it turns out to be, is terrifying either way. In the summer of 1950, a physicist named Enrico Fermi was having lunch with his colleagues. They were talking casually about aliens, about flying saucers, about the sheer size of the universe. And then, somewhere in the middle of the conversation, Fermi went quiet. And he asked a question so simple and so devastating that scientists have been arguing about it ever since. He said, so where is everybody? Because here's what Fermi understood in that moment. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is over 10 billion years old, 10 billion. Our sun, our Earth, our entire story. We are the newcomers here. There are stars out there, with planets around them, that had a head start on us of billions of years. Now think about what that head start means. Human beings went from riding horses to walking on the moon in about 60 years. 60. So, imagine a civilization that isn't 60 years ahead of us, but a million years ahead. 10 million. 100 million. What could they do? Where could they go? And this is where the math turns brutal. Our galaxy is huge, about 100,000 light years from one side to the other. That sounds uncrossable. It isn't. You don't need magic to cross a galaxy. You don't need faster than light travel or anything from science fiction. Even with slow ships traveling at just 1% of the speed of light, a speed we can already almost imagine building, a single civilization could spread from star to star, world to world, across the entire galaxy in somewhere between 5 and 50 million years, and I know that sounds like forever. But remember, the galaxy has been sitting here for more than 10 billion years. On that clock, 50 million years is nothing. It's a blink. The galaxy could have been colonized end to end not once, but hundreds of times over by now, which means it only takes one single civilization anywhere in the galaxy at any point in the last 10 billion years deciding to spread, and by today, they should be everywhere. Their ships, their probes, their signals, their cities burning bright around distant stars. We should see them everywhere we look, and we see nothing at all. So, we started listening. For more than 60 years now, scientists have pointed enormous radio telescopes at the sky, scanning millions of frequencies, hunting for anything, a pattern, a whisper, a single artificial signal from another world. The search even has a name. SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. And in all those decades, across all those stars, do you know what we found? Nothing. Not one confirmed signal, not one probe drifting through our solar system, not one glint of alien engineering around a single distant star. The universe isn't just quiet, it is silent in a way that starts to feel deliberate. So scientists have come up with some explanations, some are comforting, some are strange. And a couple of them, once you hear them, you will never be able to unhear. Explanation 1, maybe life itself is almost impossible. Maybe the jump from dead chemistry to that first living cell is so absurdly unlikely that it happened once here, and nowhere else in the entire universe. Just us. A cosmic fluke. Explanation 2, maybe they're out there, but we keep missing each other. Civilizations might flicker on and off like fireflies in a dark field, a few thousand years of radio noise, then gone. And we've been listening for 60. The odds 2 fireflies blink at the exact same moment, close enough to see, basically 0. But then there's explanation 3, the one that keeps people up at night, the dark forest. It says the universe is full of life, and everyone is hiding. Because out there you have no idea who your neighbors are, or what they want. And announcing your location to a galaxy of total strangers might be the single most dangerous thing you could possibly do. So everyone stays silent. Everyone listens. Nobody speaks. A forest full of hunters holding their breath. And then there's us, the one species happily standing in the middle of that forest screaming, "We're over here," at the top of our lungs. There's even a fourth idea. Maybe they know exactly where we are and they're just watching, like we watch animals in a zoo. Silent, hidden, letting us do our thing. Maybe the silence isn't empty at all. Maybe it's a choice, someone else's. But here's the thing about all of those, they're guesses. Brilliant, terrifying guesses, but guesses. Because there's one more idea, and it's the one a lot of scientists quietly think is the real answer. It's called the Great Filter. Picture life as a ladder. Rung 1, dead chemistry sparks into a living cell, then cells team up, then complex life, then intelligence, then technology, then finally rockets, and the stars. It's a long ladder. And the Great Filter says one of those rungs is a killer. One step so brutally hard that almost nothing anywhere ever climbs past it. That's why the sky is silent. Everyone starts climbing, everyone hits the same rung, everyone falls. So the only question that actually matters is this: where's the killer rung? Behind us or ahead of us? Because if it's behind us, if the near impossible step was something we already survived, like life even beginning at all, then congratulations, we're rare. Maybe the first, we won the cosmic lottery and don't even know it. That's the good ending. But if the filter is still ahead of us, that's a different story, because think about it. Anything powerful enough to travel between stars is also powerful enough to wipe itself out. The same energy that launches a rocket can flatten a city. So maybe civilizations don't get stopped at the start, maybe they all reach right about where we are now, and then they blow it. Every single time. Which is why scientists say something that sounds completely insane. If we ever find life on Mars, even one tiny fossilized microbe, it might be the worst news in human history. Because it would mean life is easy, life is everywhere, and the wall we haven't hit yet is still out there, somewhere ahead of us, waiting. So here we are. One little civilization on one little rock staring up at a sky that should be roaring with life and hearing absolutely nothing. And maybe now that silence sounds different. Maybe every star up there is a place where someone started to climb and didn't make it. A billion quiet graves scattered across the dark. Or just maybe, that silence means something incredible. That against impossible odds, on this one tiny blue speck, something climbed the entire ladder, survived every single rung, looked up, and started wondering where everybody else had gone. We don't know which one is true. Not yet. But it means the choices we make right now, in the next 100 years, might be the most important thing that has ever happened in this whole silent galaxy. Because maybe we're not staring at an empty universe, maybe we're staring at a finish line, and maybe we're the only ones still running. So tonight, go outside, look up, and really listen to that silence. It's either the loneliest sound in all of existence, or the most hopeful one. And which it turns out to be, that part might be up to us.